way because you're living your life. It's like a reality show within a talk show. And I was like, you're right. My new reality, you know what I mean? Within a talk show. So you know, my bachelorette pad has become the flop house and the stomping ground. And I mean that in a good way, as might as well have a revolving door going on. My sister popped up for the weekend from Florida, and we spent Friday night together watching Mama June. I'll get to that in a minute. Just sitting around, two girls. The boys went out, my son and my nephew, they went out someplace and came back. But we were just sitting around, so that's what I did on Friday. On Saturday it was 85 degrees here in New York. And it was gorgeous. I think that everybody left to go to the beach. There was no traffic, nothing. And so it was the perfect time to really enjoy the city. So I had lunch at one of my favorite places with one of my favorite people, André Leon Talley. We went, yeah, André. We held court for over almost 3 hours. We ate at this place called Majorelle. Fine French food with marble and lots of chandeliers. Babbling fountains, and we ate in the back on the patio. You know, the usual vichyssoise and crepes and soufflés. I had this, I had never had air-popped clementines before. Honey, when I tell you they were so good, they were only decorating homemade coffee ice cream. That's the only way I like my ice cream. I like iced coffee and I like coffee ice cream. Anyway, decorating around. So I'm eating the ice cream and then I go for the clementine. I'm like, these aren't even on the menu. These are so good. So I want to thank Sir for going to the back, the man who owns, and bought me a whole bag. They look like Cheetos, but they're just delicious. Thank you. And then, do you like veal? I had veal medallions too. The medallions were small enough that I started out by cutting them, but then I realized I was with an old friend, so no more cutting. The whole medallion. And then Saturday night, I stayed in, and then yesterday, wait. Oh no, I didn't stay in Saturday night. No, hold on now. I came home and I took a disco nap, and then I got ready. You know, Kandi was in town with her sex dungeon show. So, I'm always up for fun. I've always told you fun is my middle name, so I said, let's go. So I went to the sex dungeon show and I had a very open, well, I'm telling you, under the muscle implant since 1994, they still stay up. They still stay up. If you're gonna do it, go under the muscle. Anyway, so I went, I had an open mind. First of all, the place was packed. She did a really good business that night. It was packed. I'm not going to judge Kandi. All I'm thinking is that I think that was below you and Todd. In a way, no, not uh-oh, I'm trying, look, I said she did a good dollar, but all dollars aren't good. Like Delicious, you know Delicious? She used to be one of Flav's girls on Flavor of Love. Delicious was the host for the evening, and she looked wonderful. And by the way, it doesn't look like she bleaches her skin. She must use a lot of, you know, people were accusing Delicious of bleaching her skin. By the way, and Blac Chyna doesn't bleach her skin either. Did I tell you that we talked about that? Anyway, Delicious doesn't bleach her skin. Delicious looked, well, that's Blac Chyna. We'll get to her in a moment. But anyway, but Delicious does not bleach her skin. She did a lot to her body though, and it looks really good, you know, burlesque style. Her personality was really great. Do we have a picture of Delicious? Just to remind people?
I didn't even know Delicious was there.
Let me tell you something. I didn't either, but Delicious was really good. She was the host for the evening, and she had the whips and chains. You know, like there was no sex on the stage, but it was a lot of simulation. It gave people what they came for, and Kandi was a great host, and she had her outfits on and stuff. I just feel like Kandi, I don't know, I look at Kandi as an artist, and she might have been accused by Portia of having the sex dungeon and everything like that, which, based on last night, I could believe it. I don't know that this is true. But, you know, and then she had the line of sex toys, which I was like, okay, Kandi has sex toys. But the sex show, and you got Riley at home, and, I mean, you were using the C word that ends with the, I mean, they're just, you know, and I'm open. But I wasn't that open. I was looking kind of like, okay, and then, anyway, so I left. I stayed long enough for research for Hot Topics, and then I left. And apparently I left before Foxy Brown got booed off the stage. Now see, it wasn't even that kind of crowd. People were showing so much love to the men and the women on stage. There was not a boo, there was no hate in the room. So when I heard that Foxy got booed, I was like, for what? Well, apparently Foxy Brown has been and still is suffering from some sort of severe hearing loss. Like she went to bed one night and when she woke up, she had bad hearing and she's not able to pronounce words the same way and I guess hear her music the same. See, I feel sorry that Foxy even went, like Kandi, not for nothing, if you knew, I mean, she probably came for a mic check earlier in the day and you saw it right there. You knew. By the way, Ronnie DeVoe's wife, she looked like she fit right in. Okay, she was on stage, I forget her name, she's one of the housewives. Shamari. Shamari was good in a burlesque type of way. She got on the stage like 2 or 3 times. She sang full songs and did full splits and, you know, yes, it was that kind of night. And I was actually, you know what, I went between being mad at myself and shocked at myself because I love to have a good time, but I couldn't believe that this wasn't the good time that I actually loved. And you know, a half hour in, I was like, okay. Then maybe an hour in, I was like, okay. But I wanted to get just enough research for you know what I mean? And I was with somebody, so I was like, all right, well, you know, maybe we can go someplace else or something. And that was Saturday night. And then, no, because this is how single Wendy is, right? No. I mean single Wendy. This is the new me, in other words. This is how single Wendy is. I was with a really handsome something, you know, and Robin from Wigs, but I was with a handsome something and he wasn't gonna cut the mustard for my second date. He should be working now so he doesn't know. So I had lined up a second date perhaps in my mind because I had tickets, Norman, for the Saturday Night Live rap party for the season.
What?
Yeah. But the burlesque was early. I mean, I was literally back at my apartment by like 10:45. It was early. So I had to wait for SNL to end, you know what I mean? And then get ready to go to Rockefeller Center. They had it in the gardens there. But then I was like 12, I was like, oh, you know, but I'm sure they had a good time. But and my second date just ended up coming over as opposed to us going out. And then last night, the weekend ended around 7 o'clock when I wanted a pizza. So my son was out on a date. Me and my nephew went downstairs. We were gonna go walk around the corner for some pizza. But then I said, you wanna have a good time? You wanna see the sunset and stuff? All right, we'll get the pizza afterwards. So I said, call the Uber. And we went up the street, literally up the street from my apartment. The Cantina on the roof. You know where I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about.
Okay, Boof had that joint jumping. Boof. And it was just, you know, and the kids were there. I would say the oldest person there was me. The second oldest person there might be 38, you know what I mean? But it never bothers me. So, you know, but I had on shorts and a hoodie and a pair of sneakers and I said, let's get this cab and go up the street and to the Cantina. And I was I was in bed probably by 10:30 last night. Yeah, it was an early party. So Alex Rodriguez is furious, which, you know, you could be furious, but there's really nothing anybody could do. I can't even show the picture, everybody, but I'll describe what he was doing. He was taking a dump. And he was wearing a grown man's shirt. It looked to either be light gray or light blue. He's sitting on the toilet taking a dump. It was A-Rod because there was a monogram robe hanging very civilized next to him. And he's sitting on the toilet, he's got his newspaper, he's having a good old time. There's a gigantic window in their Miami abode where he's with Jennifer and the kids. What, apartment? Oh, it's on Park Avenue, it's here in the city.
Yeah.
Jesus. Anyway, a giant window in the toilet part of their bathroom. And he's sitting there doing his business, and a picture was taken, possibly, it looked like, from the building next door, otherwise a drone. You know, they throw the drones up that high these days. Well, there are several hedge fund offices around the same area. So now people are thinking that maybe it was somebody from the hedge fund office or whatever. I just say that if you're going to be doing something that you don't want people to see, then you just pull the blinds quickly. Now, he's so mad that he's wrangled his legal team together to try to get to the bottom of who took a picture of him doing a number 2. But then you have to wonder who has time to zoom in on A-Rod's apartment, because really, you know, in an apartment building, there's so many windows. Who's counting 9 down, 3 across? Who does that? But the window was really big. I mean, it wasn't like a little window like in jail. It was a really big window, and it was clean. So should the photographer be punished? My answer is no. I mean, the photographer can't really do anything. Maybe they can release it online, I guess. I mean, we have scruples here, if you couldn't tell, which is why we're not able to show you that picture, or maybe it was too expensive or something. It just picture A-Rod sitting on the toilet with a grown man shirt, and you got it. And he did look handsome while doing it. All right. So here's me and Wanda just sitting and laughing and chilling on Friday night. And she never saw Mama June. She doesn't even know who Honey Boo Boo is. So I was like, okay, all right. Well, I clicked it on. And so we're talking and watching. And all of a sudden, she's just like, what the? And even I was like, what the? You know what, Mama June? We must talk. And I mean this in the most severe way. First of all, clap, co-host, if you saw Friday night. All right, everybody was out. That's why I stay in sometimes to do some show research. Anyway, so on Friday night's episode of Mama June from Not to Hot. Now remember, the premise of this show is that Mama June got the gastric surgery and she lost weight and she looked really gorgeous and she had gotten her teeth done and she was, you know, doing extensions in her hair and having all this confidence. And she was eating really well and dating and teaching Honey Boo Boo, who needs a diet, Honey Boo Boo needs, and so she's teaching Honey Boo Boo in a motherly-like way as opposed to put that down, like my mom would do. By the way, Mommy, happy birthday today. Hi, Mommy. My mother. Yeah. She would be here, but my brother and my sister-in-law brought over bagels and cream cheese and lox and stuff for breakfast this morning. So they're in the condo in Florida watching. How you doing, Mommy? Happy birthday. Anyway, so on Friday night's episode, here's Mama June from Not to Hot, emphasizing on not. June, no, you all, this is so sad, you'll probably want a tissue. June was having a breakdown because Gino, her boyfriend, threatened to leave her. Now you look up No. Take a look.
Don't follow me.
I got you.
All right, run, bitch.
Please.
Get back the
Please stop. Please stop. Stop me, baby. Please. Why are you doing this?
off, stupid.
Baby,
If you keep following me, I'm leaving. Bye.
what is wrong with you? Don't care anymore. Where are you going?
Go to the damn hospital or I'm leaving you.
Where are you going, baby?
Go to the hospital or we are not together anymore. Period. Bye.
So here's my thought. My thought is, and you know I love Mama June, and you know I root for her, but Mama June is so off to the left right now that I can't even sit down and talk with her on the, you're not even welcome here. And that's pretty bad. Because we take everybody. I can't. I couldn't digest what I was seeing. Mama June, you don't look all together in the eyes. I don't know if you're on something, you know, but when last we checked, you're the one with the crack pipes and the coke and burnt up spoons in your car at the gas station arguing with Gino. And we thought Gino was bad for you, but now you know what? You deserve each other. As a matter of fact, Gino is looking better than you. Oh, June, what are you doing? You're walking around with a snaggletooth. Your eyes look crazy. You look demonic. Your hair looks ridiculous. You know, you've got people watching you and film. Where is Child Protective Services? Now, honest to God. It's gotten so bad. It's gotten so, and you know what? Wherever they live in Alabama, you all at Child Protective Services, you are not doing disservice to this family. Now, I know you're sitting at home watching this, but something needs to be done. Honey Boo Boo has had to move out. Their 13-year-old daughter of June has had to move out of Honey Boo Boo's house for protection and in with her 19-year-old sister. Well, she's not the typical 19-year-old. She has more responsibility. She's married and she's got a child of her own, and everybody loves her husband. So now, Honey Boo Boo's in the house with a 19-year-old. It's hard enough to be married and be young and have kids and stuff. Mama June and Gino have allegedly been staying at a hotel casino out there for the past few months. So it's not like we saw this already taped and Mama June is better. You know, the blast caught up with them. And that's where we got this footage. Look at them just gambling and carrying on. I just saying. And look at Honey Boo Boo. Imagine what she has to go through when she goes to school. She can't be that cute, popular little girl anymore. She's got to be that girl. People must give her the business. Or she's queen of all the bullies and gives other people the business. You know, there's something that is not right with a 13-year-old being raised under this condition, and it's all on TV. And it's so bad that you can't even come to Wendy. It's gotta be bad. I'm just saying. Now, on the same episode, Pumpkin, the 19-year-old, is acting more like the parent than June. Take a look.
Hello.
Hello.
Y'all at my house?
Yes, and Alana won't be coming back for a while.
What? What the hell happened?
Last night happened, Mama. I mean, she doesn't feel safe staying with you or Gino. So you can blame it all on Gino, you can blame it on his whatever it is, but I'm just telling you, you won't be seeing Ella for a minute until you can get your together and you won't be seeing Alana.
That's it. If you want to catch up with this mess, it's Mama June from Not to Hot, and it's on Friday nights. That's it. I can't. So by now you might have heard about this superhero that showed up at Morehouse College's graduation. Yeah. So this gentleman's name is Robert F. Smith, and he's a billionaire, and he was the commencement speaker at Morehouse for the graduating class, and then he announced to the kids that he's gonna pay off all the graduating classes' student debt. Isn't that wonderful? Take a look, take a look.
On behalf of the 8 generations of my family who have been in this country, we're gonna put a little fuel in your bus. And my family is making a grant to eliminate their student loans.
That's sweet. I mean, that is, you know, Robert, you really did a great thing for those kids, but pardon me if I couldn't help but wonder the new me. Is he single? Well, he is divorced. Hold on, because I said the same thing. I said, forget Mama June. Let's make a seat on the couch for Robert. No, he's divorced, and he has 3 kids with his ex-wife, but he's now married again. I know. Anyway, to a he's 56. And so he's married to this woman, a 34-year-old former Playboy playmate. Only a man would say, okay. The girls are like, oh, damn. But no, he loves her, so who are we to judge? He's the billionaire. Anyway, her name is Hope Dworzak, and she was Miss Playboy Playmate in 2002. She also appeared in Celebrity Apprentice. Do you recognize Hope? No. Well, all of her hopes have come true because she's the one married to the billionaire. And we've got more great show for you, everybody. Make sure that you keep it here because the Inside Scoop is coming up next on the latest drama going on with Ronnie from the Jersey Shore. So grab a snack and come on back.